Yeah, we're at Stella Oysters and we're in Lemon Tree Passage and we're just going to go out and get some oysters with Caju. I've been out with him before and I'm really looking forward to it because I don't think I've met anybody that knows more about oysters and what makes them so special than Caju.
Today we're going to open.
Why is that then?
You're going to see. It's a surprise.
I know he's going to speak very eloquently about his oysters because he's extremely keen on his oysters.
Yeah, and now we're going to go to get some ones that are already resting for 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
See if we can take to a restaurant and you do some
I love this idea of them resting. We all need to calm down, even an oyster. Well, I just picked up this idea in France. They're called oyster charentaises, and you take an oyster, right, and you eat the oyster, then you eat a little bit of sausage. And the idea you think of putting like something as delicate as an oyster with a hot, spicy sausage, that will never work, but it does.
So while Rick's away, we're going to be cooking up these little charentaises sausages here, so that when he comes back, we can pair them together with Caju's oysters and do our classic oyster charentaises together. So we make these sausages in-house ourselves with a bit of pork mince. We spice that up alongside with some cayenne pepper, paprika, and some like really fresh thyme from the garden at the same time. And then we're just going to saute those off in the pan.
And now we have a new technology that calls floating baskets. We'll show you. And the oyster sits underwater all the time.
Yeah.
So they are feeding a lot more. So they grow quicker. So this is baskets. And these ones we grow Pacifics. And right now, as you can see, we're drying them out. So we're simulating what nature would do.
They're above the tide then, so
Yeah. We dry them out to get clear of the algae and barnacles.
okay.
As you can see on the wild ones, we had a few barnacles and a few things on the shell.
So that's enough just to prevent the barnacles from forming.
Yep.
Caju was saying that that they're using they're pumping the water from here to wash the oysters because the oysters will appreciate that it's the same water they're used to living in. I suppose you could say it was a sort of high pressure shower for the oysters. No wonder they're going to taste so good.
It looks simple, you know, and that's the beauty of it. You need the sun right, you need the temperature right, you need the salinity right, but when the nature it's on its best state, well kept, the magic just happens. Okay, let's put them out in the water. It's just to get the animal a little bit of rest. So when we take again out of the water, it can stay out of the water for 10 days, keeping fresh.
Well, the great thing about growing oysters though, you don't have to feed them anything. You haven't got to feed them other fish or anything like with sort of salmon or something.
You gotta feed them a lot of love.
A lot of love.
Yeah. And believe it or not, we talk to our oysters, we play music to them, and we think it makes a difference. And it's true. It is true. These oysters been resting, and as you can see, now the shell is really smooth and clean.
It is, isn't it?
And they're still growing. We're looking for the plum.
Yeah.
So that means the animal is mature. We look for the color.
Yeah.
Yeah. We call condition.
Unbelievable. Caju is just a genius, an oyster genius.
No, the nature is the genius. And here it is, the harvest of the day.
Oh.
With a lot of love.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to taking those back to Mitch and doing something really nice, getting him to do something really nice with them. With a glass of Semillon, I think.
So we've got the oysters from Rick now. Just going to give these a nice little fresh shuck, pop them onto some ice, and then we can have them all together.
Perfect.
Here we go.
Cheers, Mitch. That looks lovely.
The oyster Charentais.
Yeah, gosh. It's just such a funny dish, really, isn't it? The idea of, you know, eating an oyster and then eating a sausage and drinking some Semillon Sauvignon, which is perfect. First of all, the oyster, a bit of lemon, as I've just put on, like that. Oh, I could stop now, you know, but it's just this weird combination.
Yeah.
And somehow it works.
It all works.
You know? Have one.
Well, if you say so.